Hey, let's get it, y'all. DBN Live. Let's go on and talk about it. Anthony Joshua knocks out Alexander Povetkin in the 7th round. We're going to talk about it. We got a whole lot to talk about. The crowd boos Eddie Hearn. We're going to talk about it. Everybody in the UK started to chant Wilder. We're going to talk about that. Let me go ahead and shout out everybody in the comment section. Rep your city, rep your country, rep your state. You know what it is, y'all. DBN, baby. Yeah. All day. First person in the comment section. In the comment section, my man, he said Lil Fizzy. My man, Lil Fizzy, he said hashtag new media. That's what it is, man. I got my moderators, and we're going to have to add some more moderators and pressure some of these decaps to call in. We ain't started the show yet, guys. We ain't started the show yet. I'm going to go ahead and switch that camera up in a minute when we start the show. But let me give shouts out to everybody repping their state, repping their country, repping their continent, repping their island, repping your jail cell, wherever you at. Go on and rep it right now. Yes, sir. Shout out to one of my moderators, my man Angel Santos, Actual Facts Boxing. What's going on, Angel? All day, man. Yes, sir. My man Jack said, yo. Yeah, man, I always shout out everybody who, you know, who comes in, who jumps into that super chat section, and everyone who fills up the comment section early. We gonna get it in, y'all. We gonna get it in, man. Yes, sir, man. We got a lot to talk about. Anthony Joshua stops Povetkin in the 7th round. Eddie Hearn gets booed. The crowd chants Wilder. We're gonna talk about all of it, y'all. We're going to talk about all of it right here on Dante's Boxing Nation Live. Once again, man, before I get started, let me go ahead and shout out some more cats in the comment section right now before we get this started. St. Louis up in here, UK, baby. What is it, man? Clarksdale. All right. Vegas, you know what it is. AJ going to KO Wilder the same way. Represent Oakland. All right. Yes, sir, y'all. We ain't even started the show yet. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We're about to talk about it. Anthony Joshua almost lost tonight. He almost lost, but we're going to talk more about that, y'all. We're going to talk more about it. You guys can call in. The number is in the description box, and the number will also be on the screen if you guys want to call in, man. Yes, sir. Salute, salute. Yeah, man. I need to make some more moderators, but I got to make sure, you know, there's some good moderators. I'm looking at the comment section right now. Texas always up in here heavy. All right, LT. LT Green. He said Dallas, Texas. That's what it is. All right. San Diego. Yeah, we're about to get started in a minute, guys. I'm just warming up the mic right now. Anthony Joshua knocks out Alexander Povetkin, for everybody just tuning in the 7th round. He almost lost the fight, but we're going to talk more about it once we start the show. Yes, sir. Colorado. Okay, Port Arthur, Texas. Texas always up in here heavy. Ashkicking.com, man. Go check out that dope website, ashkicking.com. My man from Ashkicking, he said it's time for the fight. The UK is ready and the US is ready. I predicted all of this, guys. I predicted all of this, but once again, we're going to talk more about it in a minute, y'all. I'm just looking at them, checking out the comment section, because when I start the show, I'm not always able to read all the comments, so I'm reading some of them right now. Yes, sir. Let me see. Philly up in here, says my man Chance. Yeah, man. If you like what we're doing over here, man, hit that like button. You can also donate, show your love. Or you can just say what's up in the comment section. It's all love, y'all. Philly, New Jersey, Henderson, Nevada, down the street. All day, man. All day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, good looking out, my man Angel. Appreciate it. One of my moderators. He says CB Sports TV is a good one. All right. Where he at? All right. You done got recruited from my man Angel Santos. We haven't started the show yet, guys. I'm seeing what's up in the comment section, and we're about to get this show started. Alexander Povetkin gets KO'd by Anthony Joshua. We're going to talk about it, guys. And we're going to talk about everything that transpired. Yeah, we're going to talk about everything that transpired. Michael Buffer, he called Anthony Joshua the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Let's see. We're going to talk about it, y'all. Baltimore up in here. New media. All day coaching California. Yeah, man. Hey, where my international cats at? I seen UK up in here earlier. Rialto, California. Gardena. That's right, my man San Diego. All right. Yes, sir, man. Once again, the number will be on the screen. You guys can call in. Anthony Joshua knocks out Povetkin. Fans boo Eddie Hearn. Michael Buffer announces Anthony Joshua as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. We are going to talk about all of that, guys. We are going to talk about all of that. Yes, sir, y'all. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and get started, man. So there will be a small pause. I'm going to go ahead and play my intro, and then we are going to talk about this. You guys can call in. There's a lot to talk about right now. A whole lot to talk about, y'all. And we're about to talk about it right now. Yes, sir. Let's get this show started, y'all. Let's get this show started, y'all. With Dante's Boxer Nation. And let me tell you something right now. If you guys are looking for the best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkicking.com. That is ashkicking.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kicking fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kicking all-natural health and beauty products. Everything you need to create a comfortable home living environment and create a comfortable space for entertaining. The best incense burners in the world, home fragrance products, and health and beauty products, go to ashkicking.com.
Brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Hey yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey yo, you better listen to Dante, baby. Danny Turner.
What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another great edition of the Dante's Boxing Nation show. I am your host, Dante, and we got a whole lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So Anthony Joshua, he gets a 7th round knockout over Alexander Povetkin, and he struggled. He really struggled in the fight. I personally thought he was losing the fight. I think I only gave him 1 round before he actually stopped Povetkin. He got his nose busted in the first round. It was just all bad for him. The first thing I want to say, though, guys, is, I pretty much told you guys. I told you guys that this was going to be a very difficult fight for Anthony Joshua. I told you guys that, when he fought against Carlos Takam, that showed me that he was going to have problems with a short, aggressive fighter that continues to push the envelope. And that's exactly what we've seen with Alexander Povetkin. The only difference is Povetkin is 10 times better than the Carlos Takam. And it showed. It showed. Guys, I truly believe, man, there's been a serious regression when it comes to Anthony Joshua. Because I heard the fans, I'm calling them fans because they are fans. But, I kept hearing the commentators say Anthony Joshua just keeps getting better and better. And I don't see how they come to that conclusion, because the Joseph Parker performance, the Carlos Takam performance, that didn't look like the same Anthony Joshua that was knocking out Charles Martin. The passion wasn't there. I mean, the way Anthony Joshua went after Povetkin in that 7th round, I don't understand why he didn't go after him like that in the 1st round. You guys have to understand something. That was the way Mike Tyson fought every single second of the round. Only time we seen fire in Anthony Joshua's eyes is when he basically had the man hurt already. You guys let me know what you think. Once again, you guys can call in. And I see you said, yeah, make CB. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make my man CB Sports a moderator because my man Angel Santos just recruited him. Once again, like I said, man, you guys can call in. Let me know what you think. I also want to talk about, what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about the fact that they actually booed Eddie Hearn. You know, Anthony Joshua, he said, hey, man, why don't you guys give a shout out to Eddie Hearn, right? And as soon as he said that, to my surprise, the whole UK crowd started to pour down with boos. And we know the reason why. We know why the UK fans are booing. It's because they blame Eddie Hearn on the Deontay Wilder fight not happening. Now, me personally, I don't blame Eddie Hearn. I blame Anthony Joshua, me personally. I know I'm in a minority, but I believe that Eddie Hearn wanted to make this fight 2 years ago, and I truly believe that Anthony Joshua told his promoter, Eddie, that he wasn't ready. And I'll get more into explaining why I believe that, but I just thought that was pretty interesting. And then Anthony Joshua, and I'm going to go ahead and take a call in a minute, guys, but then I thought it was interesting because, once again, man, credit to the reporter. I got to get his name. But the reporter who interviewed Anthony Joshua for the UK network, he basically pressured and hammered your boy Anthony Joshua when it came to him answering the question, is he going to fight Wilder next, right? So he just asked Anthony Joshua the question. He said, who do you want next? And he gave him an opportunity to say, I want Wilder. But Anthony Joshua didn't say that. Anthony Joshua, he said, you know what? I'm going to ask the fans. We're going to do a poll. Who do you want me to see? Who do you want me to face? That's what he said, right? And then, of course, the entire crowd said Wilder, right? Guys, I predicted all of this, man. I predicted all of this. I told you guys, eventually, it's going to get to the point to where even the UK fans are going to say to Anthony Joshua, Anthony, we've been defending you since day one. We done had your back, man. We can't defend you anymore when it comes to you not fighting Wilder. You're going to have to fight him now. We done ran out of excuses, Anthony. So you're going to have to fight this man. Every minute you turn around, there's a new UK fan or fighter saying to the public, this man needs to fight Deontay Wilder. Naseem Hamed just said it. He needs to fight him next. We heard Lennox Lewis say it. We heard Carl Froch say it. Everyone is saying it. And you mean to tell me Anthony Joshua, he's going to ask the fans, and keep in mind, guys, he never said, within that segment right there, he never said, I want to fight Wilder next when he was asked the question. Now, towards the end, after the reporter just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him, he finally said, look, I want Wilder first. He said, I want Wilder, et cetera, et cetera. But what I don't understand is why when the reporter first asked you, why when he first said, you know, who do you want next? Why didn't he say, I want Wilder? And if you guys want to see the Wilder fight, you know, I want you guys to show your love by round of audience, by round of appreciation, right? He didn't say anything like that. What he basically said was, I want the crowd to decide. And you telling me you didn't know? You didn't know that the crowd, they were going to basically say, we want you to fight Wilder? So he goes, like I said, once again, man, he tries to basically, he could have came out and he said, I want Wilder. He could have came out, he could have said, I want Wilder. And by round of applause, you guys tell me if you guys want to see that fight. He could have did that, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So, you know, that's pretty much what it is. Before I take a call, let me go ahead and see what you guys are talking about in the comment section. Let me see what you guys are talking about over here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Anthony Joshua, he stops. Povetkin. Let me see here. What else you guys talking about over here? DB and I've been waiting for this to happen. I'm siding with you. All right, I appreciate it. I'm reading some of the comments and I'm going to take a call in a minute. For everybody just tuning in, we're going to be talking a lot about this fight Anthony Joshua, once again, he knocked out Povetkin in the 7th round. And he's still not sure if he's going to fight against Deontay Wilder. Something else he said that I thought was kind of odd. You know, when the reporter asked him who he wants next, he said to the reporter, he said, look, I don't have any more mandatories, right? He said, I don't have any more mandatories, right? He said, now, provided I don't have any more mandatories, you know, I'm going to do what the fans want me to do. But he never committed to saying that he will fight Wilder next. I'm telling you right now, and if Wilder knocks out Fury, I believe that if Wilder knocks out Fury, and I got distracted, I'm looking at the comments while I'm trying to talk, but if Wilder knocks out Fury, I have a feeling Anthony Joshua will be even more reluctant to get in the ring with Wilder, excuse me. That's what I truly believe, guys. It's just not making sense. And right now, Anthony Joshua, he's really making himself look bad. I'm telling you. He is really making himself look bad right now. Yeah, man. But anyway, let me go ahead and introduce my man over here. Let me see. Hold on right now. Hold on. Okay, we got him on the horn. Is that Money? We got Money, pal? What's going on, Money?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? What's going on?
All right, man. I'm glad you could join the show with us, man. You know, we got a whole lot to talk about, Money. We got a whole lot to talk about, Money. And
no doubt about it.
So before I ask you, you know, your thoughts on the fight, man, I would say these are the type of fights that you got to love. You know, when you see these type of surprise knockouts, you know, this is the reason why we love the sport of boxing. I mean, Money, to me, it looked like Anthony was losing almost every round. He got his nose busted in the first round, and out of nowhere, he lands one of those Deontay Wilder, you know, saved by the punch type of right hands, right, if you will.
Yeah.
So matter of fact, was it a right hand or was it a hook? I'm forgetting now.
It was the right hand.
It was.
He caught him with the right hand. Actually, he caught him with one earlier, but Povetkin fought back, and Povetkin kept timing him. He found pretty good timing.
Yeah.
On AJ, and AJ was very conservative, and he had to take his time because he knew he was in there with a spring trap that can catch you short at any moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, did you expect the fight to play out like that? Because, Money, I've been saying since day one, and you probably remember me saying this on the show, that Alexander Povetkin, he has a style similar to Carlos Takam, but he's way better than Carlos Takam. He's way better than Carlos Takam, and I see him giving Anthony Joshua problems. I mean, did you expect it to play out like this?
Yes, I did. Actually, it did not surprise me when Povetkin caught him short in the first round. It did not surprise me because you could see that, I don't know, Joshua doesn't look as dominant over the past few fights. I don't know, something has somewhat changed about him.
Yeah, that's what
he's not that super aggressive guy. He's more conservative, and I think that might catch him short in the long run.
I totally agree. I totally agree. That's why it was surprising me. That's why it was surprising me that, you know, the commentators, they kept saying, man, he just keeps getting better and better. I'm like, have you guys been paying attention to his last couple of fights? The Joseph Parker fight, the Carlos Takam fight? And you're going to say he's getting better and better? No, that didn't make any sense at all. That didn't make...
you know something? Yeah, I agree with you. Now, what I find interesting is when he was asked about, you know, about when he had trouble in the first round with the uppercut, he brushed that off real quick. He said, "Oh, that's in the past. You know, I'm dealing with right now." And I'm like, no, that is a problem. And you need to address that problem. You know, I got it. You don't want to say it on TV. I got it. But that is a problem. And he did not look as dominant as I thought he should have looked. So.
And something else, Money, you know, a point I touched on earlier before you got on is, if you notice, when you look at the contrast of a Mike Tyson and an Anthony Joshua, the way Anthony Joshua fought when Povetkin was already hurt, that's how Anthony used to fight. He used to fight like that every minute of every round. You know,
he's a front runner.
Yeah, but when it comes to Mike Tyson, he's always fighting like he has his opponent hurt. You know? So, like you said, him fighting with that type of, you know, reluctance, that's going to catch up with him. I just can't see. There's no way I see him beating Deontay Wilder. If he was respecting Povetkin like that, if he was respecting Joseph Parker like that, do you know how much respect he's going to show Deontay Wilder? He's going to show him an enormous amount of respect in the fight, and that's not going.
He's going to try to wait Deontay out, and that is going to be his downfall.
Yeah.
If Deontay Wilder, and I'm betting on this now, I'm counting on that to happen. If Deontay Wilder can pop that jab like a piston at him, he's going to lose a lot of rounds, and eventually a right hand is going to come out of nowhere, and we're going to see how he's going to respond to it when he gets hit. It's not a matter of, if, it's when, because Deontay Wilder always lands that right hand in the fight. So it's just a matter of time and how it actually happens.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And before I ask you to give me your take on Michael Buffer announcing him as the undisputed heavyweight champion, let's go. Let's take a call before you talk about that, and before we talk about that, let me go ahead and open the phone lines right now. Let me see here. Okay, we got 973. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, Dante, what's going on? It's Devon. I'm calling from North New Jersey. What's up?
What's going on, man? What's good with you?
What's up, man? Listen, I was watching. I got to like the fourth round of that Anthony Joshua fight. So I kind of missed him getting his nose busted and stuff like that. But for the few rounds I watched, in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, this guy has no dog in him. Meaning, like, he's 6'6". He's trying to do that 6'1". He's not standing straight up. He's not using his jab. It's like he was fighting a tentative fight because he felt he was just scared to get time, because Povetkin do got like amazing timing, and he was landing a lot of those hooks just by countering his jab. But to me, like, if you're confident, you're the size you are, eventually you're gonna wear him out. You know, the one thing I do give Joshua credit for is because I see him setting up that right hand over the top with the jab to the body, because he was doing that for the few rounds, and when he landed it worked. But the thing is that, I look at with Deontay Wilder when he fought the Cuban Ortiz, when he fought Burns, he came out there like, he was going to take him out right away. It was that switch, like, this guy's, I'm not planning on going past the first round with him. He came out popping that jab, and he let it be known that you're not supposed to be wrong. People talk about Ortiz's age and stuff like that, but Povetkin is 39 years old. Povetkin is an older guy. So you're going to have an older guy, and I don't care what nobody says. He is not nowhere on a skill level as Ortiz. And because, one, he's provincial and he's not southpaw. So if you ask me, Joshua should have went out there with more aggression. He probably could have got him out of there quicker, because at the end of the day, I don't see if they trade shots, Povetkin hitting harder than Joshua.
No, and
I don't see none of those things.
Yeah. I mean, once again, and you know what? And thanks for your call, bro. Real good points, bro. Real good points, man. We're going to get to another one, okay, man?
Absolutely, man.
All right, take care. And before I take another call, Money, something else I noticed is, I don't know if you see it this way, Money, but it seemed to me like Anthony Joshua, he was kind of confused. He was a little conflicted on what he wanted to do. He was indecisive. He didn't know if he wanted to box the man. He didn't know if he wanted to fight on the inside. And when his nose got busted in that first round, he looked like he was, I don't know, he just didn't look relaxed in there. Maybe it just looked that way because his mouth was wide open and his blood was gushing, but he didn't look relaxed. He didn't look comfortable. He almost looked like he panicked just a little bit. Now credit to him, he did gain his composure eventually, but yeah, he looked like he didn't know how he wanted to fight Povetkin. That's what it looked like to me. But,
I agree with you. Before that, up until that time frame, he seemed okay. But the moment he got nailed with that uppercut, really off of a 3-punch combination, he just, in the beginning of that second round, he looked very uncomfortable. But I think even Sugar Ray Leonard said, hey, is no need for him to fight on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
He's better off staying long range, and he was using the jab to the body, and credit to him for doing that.
Yeah,
it was, and that started working for him because
he wasn't using it at first, and he wasn't using it at first. And I was about to make my video saying, "Man, I can't believe he's 6'6", and he wasn't using the jab." But you're right. It took him a couple rounds, and then he started to use the jab. He started to control range a little bit better once he started to use the jab. So,
but still, he was very cautious. Even though that was working for him, it's like when the exchanges started, Povetkin had all of the advantages. This guy's style is set up on exchanges and counter exchanges. So, and even AJ did say, and I have to give him credit for that. He said this fight is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Mm-hmm. He was right.
Well, yeah, but that don't surprise me that he says that, because he has to justify not fighting Wilder. So any opponent, he would have said, he would have said the Carlos Takam fight is not, he's going to be like, oh, this guy's not a pushover. He done been in there with some big names, and so yeah, of course they're going to try to, defend their actions, and that's exactly what we've seen. But hey, man, they turning on his ass quick over there in the UK. Hey, Money, I'm telling you, Money, I've been telling everybody this since day one. I seen it coming. I seen this coming, man. I knew eventually it was going to get to the point to where even UK fans, they're going to say, hey, man, we done had your back. We done tried to back you up and defend you for the longest, AJ, but we can't defend you no more. We running out of excuses, AJ. You're going to have to fight this man. And for the first time, we seen the crowd. I don't know if that was smart on AJ's part. You noticed in the interview, did you watch the first post-fight interview with him right after the fight?
Sure did.
You noticed when the guy kept pressing him, who do you want to fight next? Why would Anthony Joshua, when he knows the whole boxing world wants to watch him against Wilder, why would he not answer the question and say, you know what, we're going to do a poll. We're going to do a poll and see who the fans want me to fight. But even when he said he's going to do a poll, he still made it sound like there's no guarantee I'll fight him, because he said, provided there's no mandatories. That's what he said. He said,
I picked up on that too.
Yeah. He throw them little words in, you know what I'm saying, to, so he could use that later on. Like, well, wait. Now I told you guys, provided, y'all didn't listen to that one word, provided. You know what I mean? I will fight Wilder, provided that there's no mandatories. And we know when he was negotiating with Deontay Wilder, at the last second, in the middle of negotiations, all of a sudden the WBA comes out and says, hey, stop negotiating. You can't fight Wilder. You got to fight against Povetkin. And Anthony is like, oh, good point. There you go, guys. See, I don't have to fight Wilder. I got to follow orders. WBA, they said I got to fight Povetkin. And then it's funny how he continues. They're asking him what he wants to do next. He's over here still talking about mandatories. He said, look, I have no more mandatories, right? I'm thinking he's about to say, look, I have no more mandatories, right? So there is nobody else I want to fight but Wilder. He could have made a statement, Money. He didn't do it.
He could have.
Yeah.
He failed. True enough, he did come back later. But
he said it later.
Put pressure on him.
Absolutely.
That guy cornered him, talked to him about the $50 million, so forth and so on. And finally, he just pressured him. And it's like, you can't, okay, I'm going to go reverse psychology and see where he answers. And all of a sudden, oh, yeah. Well, what do you know? Rank the top fighters, just roughly and short. And he was like, well, of who you would fight in order. Well, I'm really not going to go through all of that, but let me just go ahead and say Wilder.
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk about too long down.
That's what it That's what it sound like. Because once again, I do want to clarify for those of you guys who didn't hear the post-fight interview. He did say all the way at the end, after the reporter kept asking him over and over and over again, who you want to fight? Who you want to fight? Who you want to fight? Finally, he said, I want Wilder. That's what he said. But this is not the first time he had no choice. He said that. Yeah, he had no choice. It wasn't no choice. Yeah, it wasn't organic. I can tell you that for sure. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a natural reaction. But it wasn't a natural reaction. But anyway, let's go ahead and take another call. Let me go ahead and introduce another member of the panel who just called in. My man, A.K.A. Rap King. What's going on, A.K.?
Well, what's up, Dante? What's up, Money? How y'all doing?
Hey, what's happening, man? What's going on now?
All right. Hey guys,
Doing good. I just got.
All right.
Dante, I just gotta say one thing. I mean, like you said, AJ, he's trying to make it seem like, the whole world knows we want to see Wilder versus AJ. So why is he asking, who y'all want me to fight next? I mean, it's obvious. The answer is obvious. It's Wilder. So,
of course.
But it's like he keeps ducking the question, and like the guy that was interviewing him, he kept pressing him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he had to say Wilder at the end. He said, my number one is Wilder. Which we all know he means the number one, the guy he's trying to avoid is Wilder.
Yeah.
Because he looked horrible tonight. He was getting caught left and right, and he was throwing overhand right against a short fighter, and he was getting caught, like Money said, Povetkin was timing him well. But let's not forget, Povetkin got caught with steroids a couple times in the past. Mm-hmm. So this version of Povetkin is not even his best because he wasn't on steroids. He actually got tested this time.
That's a good point.
We don't even know the last time Povetkin, performed without using any drugs. So he's...
Mm-hmm. Hello?
AK? Okay, I think we just lost AK. He'll call back in.
Uh-oh.
But that's cool. Let's go ahead and take a call.
Oh, he was making some good points. He's making good points.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. You just dropped off.
Can y'all hear me?
I hear you now.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now.
You dropped off and
but I'm just saying, Povetkin is not like that's his best version. So if you're struggling versus Povetkin, imagine a Wilder, imagine an Ortiz. Can you imagine AJ versus Ortiz?
Yeah.
That's a disaster right there.
It's a disaster.
Yes.
Especially if Ortiz is still fighting like the undefeated Ortiz. I pick Ortiz to win that fight hands down. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Joshua would have a chance, but I would pick Ortiz. But yeah, man, I don't see. You know what? I don't even believe Anthony is going to fight Wilder. Because once again, if he's still,
I don't see it either.
If he's still hesitant. If he's still hesitant to just say in a solid manner, I want Wilder next. If he's still hesitant to say that right now, can you imagine how reluctant and hesitant he will be if Wilder knocks out Fury in impressive fashion? So yeah, I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. And if it happens, it's going to have to be some type of severance pay that is out of this world. He's probably going to ask for a guaranteed $100 million. And
if Wilder does knock out Fury, then he's the A side in my opinion because he beat the man who beat the man.
Yeah.
Which was,
I agree with you.
Fury.
I agree with
But I feel like AJ going to use the card, I'm the A side, I should get more money. It's not a 50-50 fight. So he's going to use that and try to lowball Wilder, and that's how he's going to avoid the fight. That's my opinion, as far as how he's going to approach the situation.
Absolutely, man.
I agree with you because he did talk about, the contract stuff real lightly. He did talk about that, so.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, we've talked before. It's almost like, well, you know how that turned out. It's like, come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But none of that matters. None of that matters because if Wilder goes in there and he just flatlines Fury, it doesn't matter what they say because he will have his foothold, over in the UK, and they're not going to listen to anything that AJ says from that point on.
Exactly, and Hearns after the fight, he was lying, talking about, Wilder won't sign the fight. We send him the contract. And I'm like, what contract? He did sign the $15 million guarantee that y'all send him. It was a low blow, but he still signed it. And as soon as Wilder said he signed the contract and he sent it, what they do? They enforced the mandatory on AJ. Yeah. And they said that he got to sign the fight in 2 days. 2 weeks later, the fight haven't been signed between AJ and Povetkin. So it was just a way to duck Wilder because Wilder was willing to take a low blow to fight what's his name, AJ. So at the end of the day, why will Wilder sign $15 million? Why will Wilder sign the fight right now for only $15 million when he knows he's worth more? He's not gonna take a low blow no more. He knows how much he's worth. Plus, he's fighting Fury, and he about to be probably the A side, like I said, if he knocks out Fury.
Yeah,
so,
and
Hearns, he need to get his facts straight.
Speaking of the A side, it's kind of funny too because I also noticed Sergio Martinez, was it Sergio Mora? Sergio Mora, who was calling the fight. He had said at the end of the fight, he was like, well, now, he'll be the A side, going into a Wilder fight. I was like, Mora. Now, Mora knows better than that. Now, I understand you working with the Zone right now, but come on, Mora. Mora, he know better than that. Because if you're gonna base that performance, when it comes to leverage, then what about Wilder knocking out Ortiz, right? And what about Wilder knocking out Ortiz and then knocking out Fury versus Anthony Joshua having a decision over Joseph Parker and knocking out Povetkin after struggling? Check this out.
There's no comparison.
Dante, if Wilder goes in there and he stops Fury, and especially in a devastating manner, I am going to Sergio Mora's Twitter page, and I'm going to revisit that. It's like, okay, how do you justify that being the A side?
Yeah.
When this guy, be it Wilder, has stopped the lineal champion, or does that mean anything to you?
Yeah. And then you have Brian Kenny basically trying to already defend Anthony if he doesn't fight Wilder. He's talking about, oh, look, Anthony Joshua, he's over here selling out 8,000 seats and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, hey, Anthony Joshua, he can make crazy money and he continue to sell out arenas, and Deontay Wilder could just go ahead and defend his one belt. So it's like, you guys are not helping the sport, man. You guys are not helping the sport. Why would you condone us not getting to see the biggest fight in years when it comes to the heavyweight division? Why would you condone?
It kind of goes right. You're right in what you're saying. You make a solid point. As a matter of fact, I was watching one of your videos earlier when you had interviewed Abel Sanchez, and Abel was saying, well, the reason why the Charlos aren't selling out crowds is because of marketability. That has nothing to do with your ability to be able to go in there as an undefeated fighter and destroy people in front of you. That has marketability. It's got nothing to do with it.
And you know what, Money? And the only reason, because we already had that whole conversation on the show. I don't know if you've seen that interview as well, where I completely shut down any notion of that. When he first said, black fighters don't sell, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
I shut all of that down. So I was like, I'm not about to go in circles with him again over this conversation. It's amazing that I said to him, I gave him side-by-side numbers and all that kind of stuff. Jamal Charlo is knocking out everyone. How are you going to sit over here and talk about, the excitement is not there? Jamal Charlo's fights have been more exciting than Golovkin's last couple of fights. So how do you even say that? You know what I mean? So, yeah, like I said, me and him, we already had the conversation. Matter of fact, you guys could check that video out. If I can find the link, I'll go ahead and give it to you. I'll put it in the comment section. We had a long conversation back and forth, me and Abel, when it comes to that. I'm going to take another call in a minute, guys, but go ahead real quick, AK.
Yeah, and just to add on to what you said about, he sold out the arena, et cetera. Now, he didn't even sell out the arena, this fight. So, and like we always talk about in the past, the tickets are way cheap. Like, they like $20. I promise you that Tyson Fury versus Wilder, the gate will do more money than Povetkin versus AJ. Even though AJ be selling 80,000, seats, while Wilder versus Fury will probably do 20,000, right? So I promise you, the gate revenue will be more for that fight than the AJ versus Povetkin, because, like I said, the ticket costs more. And you got to also account that. Like, so when people say, oh, he's selling out way more tickets, but you got to look at the money that's coming in. That's why fights in the U.S. make more money than fights in the U.K.
Absolutely. But at the same time, none of it really matters, because Anthony has already been in the ring with guys that weren't even as big as Deontay Wilder. Alexander Povetkin isn't as big as Wilder. Charles Martin and Carlos Takam. No one knew who Carlos Takam. You got to be a super duper boxing fan to know who Carlos Takam is. So for you to sit over here and use these excuses, it doesn't mean anything. We know for a fact the only person he asked for $50 million is from Deontay Wilder. He's never asked this from Carlos Takam or Charles Martin. But
and on top of that, he offers these fighters that don't have a big name like Wilder more money. Like I said in the past, he offers Parker 35%. Meanwhile, he offered the bigger star Wilder 4%. Like, that don't even make sense.
Did you say 4%?
It makes sense. It does make sense because I'm trying to deflect. Hey, I really don't want to fight you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the.
But I'm with you though. But I'm with you.
That's the only.
I'm with you.
I agree, Money. Hey, let's take another call, man.
Yeah, 100.
Let's go ahead and take another call. We got 409. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
My name Ryan. I'm calling from Beaumont, Texas.
What's up, Ryan?
What I want to say about the situation? How y'all doing, man? Support you, Dante. Money, how you doing? Support the Cook Nation, Bog Nation, Travel Nation, all that.
Good looking.
So, all right.
So what I'm saying is just look like they keep contradicting themselves. At first they was talking about a money problem, but you know, if I was AJ as a fighter, it's not a good look for him. They saying AJ saying he want to fight, Eddie Hearn saying this, saying that. It's just not a solid thing, and he looked real vulnerable, man. Like he don't no head movement. He getting hurt by Povetkin, and that just let me know as soon as Wilder touch him, Wilder gonna get him out of there.
Oh yeah. He don't even have.
I agree.
Yeah, because he's not strong mentally. He don't really have that intestinal fortitude. I don't believe. You know, I mean,
you Dante, you just said it, man. You said the same thing I just did earlier when I saw him in the ring. He's just not there psychologically. I don't think he's that strong.
Yeah.
Psychologically, even though he got up off the canvas against Klitschko, the conditions were right for him in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Now you're in front of the same guy that can flatten you with a right hand, the same right hand that you got hit by, with Klitschko. I just don't see him surviving. I don't see him being able to make it.
And even when he got knocked down against Klitschko, I just pay attention to little tiny stuff, man. Little tiny details. His body language, the way he fell. He kind of fell the way Ortiz fell when he fought against Deontay Wilder. It was kind of like I'm thinking about giving up. This ain't worth it. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about giving up. To me, that was his body language when he got knocked down against Klitschko. So
I'm trying not to laugh, but it's true.
What y'all think about him? He don't. To me, he's not gonna fight no Ortiz. I see him fighting. He might fight Tyson Fury lose. I don't want to see him fight Chisora. There's nobody left for him to fight. But Deontay Wilder, it's like he don't want to be great. I would want to be great. He fought a Charles Martin that was weak. Then he came back and fought Parker. Like, who has he fought besides, Klitschko? It's just trash, man. Like, I know as a fan, I want to see the best, best fight the best. They say it's a business, but we stay to support them and spending our dollars, man. I appreciate y'all for listening. Thank y'all.
All right, man. Take care.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Dante, to answer his question, I didn't have enough time to answer his question. But if you take someone like over across the water, Daniel Dubois, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
If you take someone like Joe Joyce, he's going to be a major problem because this guy is he's like the Model T-1000 Terminator type of individual, assault individual coming at you the whole time.
Money, I'm gonna take it further than that. Somebody that I believe that he's going to most likely fight next, Dillian White, will give him problems in a rematch.
Oh, Dillian! Oh, yes. I'm glad you said that because Dillian White has gotten better since that time frame.
And Anthony Joshua has gotten worse. He's regressed. He's going backwards. No doubt about it, man. This is not the same Anthony Joshua that faced Dillian White. Go ahead.
There you go. Even though, and to underline what you just said, he said, hey, I changed up my camps because I kept getting the same results. So now I changed up my camps. Okay. I'm not seeing anything improve.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. But you know what, man? See, this is the thing too. Because I just looked at the chat section and some people were saying, man, it's some hating in here. You guys are hating. I guess they're talking about us criticizing Anthony Joshua. Let me say this, man. Okay. There's a difference from telling the truth and hating. I had already predicted that Povetkin would give Anthony Joshua problems. So once again, man, if I tell y'all it's gonna rain on Saturday, does that mean I'm hating on the sunshine if it actually rains? You know what I mean? No. If I tell you it's raining on Saturday and it rains, you can't say, oh man, see, yeah, you be hating on the sunshine, Dante. You know, you over here talking about it's gonna rain and then it rained. You know what I mean? I told you that he was going to probably struggle against Povetkin because I have seen a regression. We have not seen the same Anthony Joshua. And it was proven in the Joseph Parker fight. It was proven in the Takam fight. And it was damn sure proven tonight against Povetkin. And when he gets knocked out against Deontay Wilder, or if he doesn't get in the ring with Deontay Wilder, I'm going to make another video. We're going to do another show. And I'm going to say, I told y'all. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is, man. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, once again, man, hating is when you call somebody gay runner or something like that, and you calling them, you know, all kind of personal stuff. When somebody is standing right in front of a guy, dominates him, and you still say he running, that's what you call hating. When a man's name is SOG and you calling him SOB, that is hating. You know what I mean? When you have no reason to say what you're saying, but everything we saying over here on this panel logically makes sense. It logically makes sense. You know, so that's what it is.
And they always could call in to prove us wrong. They could always call in.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Of course.
That's the best thing about the show.
We're waiting, and we are waiting for Jorge to call back in.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man.
I'm telling you.
Good old Jorge, boy.
Or someone like Jorge, or someone like him, or the guy last weekend, you know, that went off and asked a simple question, like about Triple G and Canelo. It's like, let me, you know, the comparison about who's better than Jamal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That Triple G has faced so far. Was Dominique Wade better than him? And then when you asked him that question, there was complete silence. Yep. Almost just like an EKG machine going flatlined, and turn down the volume. That's it. He hung up.
Yeah, and he just hung up. That was hilarious. Once again, man, it's easy to say all of that stuff in the comment section. But when you are confronted with logic and truth, and you no longer congregating with your decaf homies that's just feeding you all kind of ridiculous stuff that you want to hear, it's a different game, y'all. It's a different game. So once again, man, if you disagree with anything I'm saying, if you believe that we're hating, go ahead and call us up and tell us what you believe and tell us what you disagree with. Because obviously if you believe we hating, then that obviously means that you have a different logic that you want to share. And not only that, but you would be helping out the people who believe what you're saying. Because you got an opportunity to call us up and tell us. But if you're not going to call us up, then what that means is you agree with everything that we say. You just hate the fact that it's true. That's pretty much what it is. You know, don't get mad at the news reporter. Get mad at the people that's committing the crimes. That's what you should be mad at, man.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Man, you can't say any better. But, you know, I'm glad.
Yeah, hit that like button too, man. Hit that like button if you like what we're doing, man. Show that love. Hit the like button. Go ahead, AK.
Yeah, but man, I also love the fact that Wilder versus Fury got announced. So now they can't even, you know, say hate on that or say, oh, you know, Wilder ain't gonna fight nobody next, or you know, he's the one. They don't have no excuses now. You know, Wilder, he built his profile. He out here fighting the bigger fight. You know, and he supposedly, you know, he's not even chasing AJ. He don't gotta chase AJ. Now AJ gotta fight Wilder because, like I said, now if Wilder beats Fury, then the whole story done flipped on AJ. Now AJ gotta you know, fight Wilder and prove himself because everybody knows it's known that Wilder is the one who wants the fight and AJ is the one who avoided the fight.
Of course.
So. Even though at the end of the day we know AJ don't want to fight to begin with, but what y'all think about the Wilder versus Fury fight? As far as, you know, y'all think Fury has a shot? You know, I mean,
I think
Tyson
Fury.
Wilder, but at the end of the day, can he avoid the right hand all night?
I think Tyson Fury is a tougher fight than Anthony Joshua versus Wilder. I think Tyson Fury will give Wilder more problems than Anthony Joshua would ever give him. I mean, he has an awkward style. You know, he has a very deceptive style. You look at him and you just, you know, you almost just look at him and like, oh man, this dude look all clumsy and easy to hit. And you get in the ring with him and he's pretty evasive. You know, he's damn near 7 foot tall, and he's bouncing on his feet like a damn featherweight. You know what I mean? I mean, he has rhythm, he has coordination, and he knows how to not get hit. So even though I'm still leaning towards Wilder, I do believe that Fury will give Wilder a tougher fight than Anthony Joshua ever will. That's how I see that fight.
Yeah,
we'll take a call in a minute.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we'll take another call in a minute, guys. But yeah, that's how I. You know what? Let's go ahead and take another call because yeah, we got these cats on hold. Let me see here.
Okay.
Did you want to say something real quick, Money?
Oh, well, I mean, I agree with both of you guys. I mean, to me personally, if the Tyson Fury that shows up, the one that fought against Klitschko, then it might be kind of ugly.
Yeah,
you know, because he has that style. He's awkward, you know. But I think it will be Wilder's jab that could probably pick through that. That could actually make some openings for him. And eventually to land that right hand. All it takes is just one good right hand. Because Fury has crashed to the canvas on 2 occasions from the right hand. Nothing else.
Smaller fighters,
so,
yeah.
Right, that's right. Smaller fighters, and he went down. So we'll see once they step in the ring with each other. But I'm thinking it will be kind of ugly. But once the right hand lands, you know, just like when Wilder was in there with Washington, all of a sudden that right hand came out of nowhere and it turned everything around for him.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I mean, yeah, we're gonna see, man. The one thing that I noticed with Deontay Wilder, something else I wanted to mention. What was it? Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, with Deontay Wilder, it's going back to games like Pac-Man. You may be playing Pac-Man with 1 life, right? And Deontay Wilder, he playing Pac-Man with almost unlimited lives, or like 20 lives. Because you can hurt this man, he gonna come right back like it didn't even bother him. You know, it's his will. It's not even just his right hand, it's his willpower. He has that edge over you. Because the thing is, when he hits cats, you see the will go out of them. You know, it's like you see that life, you know, you just see all of a sudden they turn white all of a sudden. You know, you get that type of white film around them like a cartoon animation or something like that. We seen that with Ortiz. Ortiz, this man went from King Kong to being on his knees, not wanting to get up when he wasn't even out of it. He wasn't even hurt as bad as Povetkin was in this fight. You notice that? He wasn't Ortiz wasn't out on his feet. He could still stand up, right? He raised the white flag psychologically in his mind. That's what it was. He said, "Oh, I can't beat this guy." And you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just giving you guys some contrast. I'm letting you know that Wilder is a different animal. Wilder could be out on his feet. He still believes he can win. And that's what makes him the most dangerous fighter in the heavyweight division. So yeah.
I agree.
And to your point, you know, Ortiz didn't want to get caught. You know, he knew if he would have got up, he would have got caught with something, and he would have ended up getting knocked out anyway. And on the other hand, AJ, when he got dropped by Klitschko, the reason he went down the way he did, he didn't want to get caught with some other punches.
Of course,
so as soon as he got caught with that right hand by Klitschko, he ran to the canvas. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Himself to the canvas.
That's what he dove. It's like he dove.
The right hand.
I see you. Yeah, you noticed it, and that's the point that I was making, man. The way he fell, man, it looked like he was like, "Okay, I give up. I give up. I give up." You know, and so that's kind of how it was. But anyway, let's go ahead and take another call. Let me see.
Okay.
We got 816. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
816. Yeah, this is me, Raymond, calling from Missouri. How you guys doing on the panel?
All right. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
How you doing?
Okay.
All right. Enjoy you guys' work.
Thank you.
Now let's get to this fight. The fight that took place tonight, I'm not surprised. I don't think anybody's surprised that Joshua will win that. But there's something that's evident that's been happening the last fight he's been having, him compared to Wilder. It's something evident that Wilder is leveling up in competition and he's leveling down. It seems like that. Yep. And the fact that Wilder is one fight, listen, if he knocks out or just convincingly just beats Tyson Fury, then Anthony Joshua turns into a circus attraction. And what I mean by that is that we see tonight that when the commentator was pressing him about questions, he's not trying to leave the UK at all. And to me, that has something to do. I question his mental toughness. And what I mean by that, something Wilder did when he called out Luis Ortiz, that nobody wanted to fight, he did not have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the kind of the psychological power that Wilder really has, is that he believes truly in himself. I don't get the same feeling when Joshua was talking.
Yeah.
I don't think he 100% believes in himself.
Oh yeah, well that's.
And when you face you can have good hands, you can have skills, but when you face with someone with a will that totally believes in himself and will go anywhere to fight you, that's something a force to reckon with. So what I mean by Joshua turning into a circus attraction is that he made it clear that he wants people to come there to fight him in Wembley, to fight him in the UK. He doesn't have the mental toughness to leave outside of his comfort zone and go face a tough challenge.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And that's what Wilder. That's what Wilder did.
Great.
And that's what Wilder does. I just don't see Anthony Joshua being I don't care how hard he hits.
And
people say
it doesn't matter.
He is not mentally equipped, and he's leveling down, and Wilder is leveling up in competition.
That is a great
way. What you guys think?
Bro, that's a great way to put it. And we all in accord, man. I mean, we all saying the same thing. We all saying the exact same thing.
I agree.
Once again, man, everything we talk about from his body language, from Anthony Joshua's body language, his demeanor, and him regressing and all of that kind of stuff, all the way to it seems like it's more of Team Joshua that doesn't want the fight. Everything that we have been saying, it's been corroborated. It's been corroborated by everyone. Right. You know what I mean? It's been corroborated.
But now, I got another question. Though.
Go ahead.
And does anyone think? I mean, because we can make it clear. Because a lot of people say you guys are hating. You guys are just doing a real good job in examining what's going on. Does anyone believe that Povetkin right now can beat Tyson Fury? No. If anyone believes that, I think they're kind of crazy. Tyson Fury wouldn't even have to really get ready. He could probably fight him today and beat Povetkin.
Yeah,
so it's just a whole different. When people are trying to compare Luis Ortiz to Povetkin, that's another different animal. Luis Ortiz is a whole different animal.
It's completely different levels above.
Different. Right. Now, here's the other people, the detractors, like you like to say. They say, well, he's ranked. Well, Povetkin was ranked. I don't even understand how Povetkin got ranked up there, personally.
Yeah.
But
he got a whole bunch of
because he's ranked doesn't mean he's any good.
He got a whole bunch of Pac-Man lives too, does Povetkin. But I feel you.
He does.
I feel you. No,
he's tagged by.
Hey, but good point, bro. I'm gonna get to another call. All right, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. You guys doing well. Thank you.
All right, take care, man. Yeah, good point.
Hey, Dante, remember when Povetkin was supposed to fight Stavern and he tested positive like 2 days before, and then he still went on and fought, and he still kept his ranking.
Yeah,
like that's crazy to me. Like, and then he ended up fighting AJ next. That's crazy. That's corrupt right there. When you're talking about the sport is corrupted.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That's
no doubt about it.
Definition of it.
Absolutely. I'm about to wrap it up because I'm about to go to this Mayweather Promotions card and cover the fight that they have. But I'm gonna try to take maybe 1 or 2 more calls, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let's go ahead with what we got. We got 410. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Man, my man, DBN, Dante, man. I'm so glad you got to me. It's not even funny, man.
What's up? That's what's up, man.
What's up?
It's Ray in Baltimore, man. I'm about to shut this joke off, man, because I've been meaning to get at you for months, dog, to address these decaps, man. Oh, my God, man. Let me ask you this question, man. You ever notice, and I ain't mean to go, shout out to Anthony Joshua, he did his thing tonight, whatever. But you ever notice when you look at an ESPN card, and it goes back to what you were saying about Jim Lampley in one of your videos. Why is it when you see 2 Latino guys fight each other, the Joe Tessitores of the world get all excited and this is what boxing is all about. Look at him go. But whenever it's 2 brothers fighting each other, let's just say like an Earl Spence or a Terrence Crawford type of style, you don't never see the enthusiasm.
or Lamont Peterson. Yeah,
Lamont Peterson. They complain about holding. They complain about this. They say, "Wow, it'd be so."
Or if they, or if they get hit, or if they get hit back and forth, then they start criticizing their defense. You know what I mean? So
exactly, man.
Yeah,
like, I can't stand it, dog. It's like Triple G, the People's Champion. Meanwhile, you had a guy that was the real People's Champion that used to work for you that now works for ESPN and Andre Boyd, and you never gave him props, man. I mean, I don't get it, dog. I don't know whether or not the Hope Insurance is real, man. The Hope Insurance is like USAA, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's one out there, dog. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not it's Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Triple G. You know what I'm saying? Like it's somebody. They tried to get a Hope Insurance to Kovalev, man, but Kovalev kept fumbling it, man.
Yeah,
you know,
Because
that went in default.
Like that Hope Insurance is real. It's like they want you. It's like, but meanwhile, you know what I mean? Terrence Crawford gets turned down for any kind of insurance. Earl Spence, it's just always fans complaining. It's chicken runner. It's weight bully. When they talk about Jared Hurd, like I'm tired of the decaf not in the media or in his comment section not being called out the way that they should be called out, man. It's utterly ridiculous. Shout out to BBN, Ego, Blue Bloods. Y'all guys be doing y'all thing because these guys need to be held. The Jim Lantleys of the world need to be held accountable. It's utterly ridiculous. You got these talented brothers that's out here doing their thing, like selling out. But when I see a Jose Ramirez and a Roscoe, don't get me wrong, they put on a good fight. What's up with all this blood pressure, busting excitement, man?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because two guys fucking with each other, but I don't never see this is what boxing is all about when two brothers fight. Boxing is always you get the Gaddy list. You get the this is what boxing is about.
Not the Getty list. Oh no. Not the Getty list. He did not go there. Oh my God.
I am so sick and tired of these media members, these pages, these commenters, just calling the weight bully stuff gets on my nerves, man. It's like they want it, like I said, man, that whole insurance is real. I swear, if you're the right complexion for the protection, they'll give it to you. All you gotta do, and you talked about this when Triple G was fighting Willie Monroe, DBN. You talked about it. You would have thought you was at, you know what I mean, 1900. Jack Johnson fighting Jim Jeffrey.
No.
That's it. You talk about it, man. Listen, man. I'm gonna get off the phone because I know you gotta take one more call and you gotta get to an event. But the bottom line is, if you're doing the show tomorrow, I will be calling in and finishing my rant, man. But I'm tired of these kneecaps, man. I'm tired of these media members, man. They need to be held accountable, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Money Power, what you doing. I love you guys.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the support.
And you doing
big time.
And you doing your job by spreading the message, man. So that's how we.
Yes, sir.
That's how we suppress the ignorance, right there, man. So yeah, man. Thanks for calling in, man. All right, man. Okay, I think he hung up. Did he hang up?
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I think he hung up. But anyway, yeah, man, that's good stuff, and that's what it's all about, man. It's about the message resonating, man. You know, everybody, and quite frankly, you know, I'll close out real quick with talking about the whole Jim Lampley situation. You know, you got to go back and really listen to everything he said, man. It was so blatantly biased, racially biased.
Right, it was.
You know,
it was.
I mean, it's like even after I did my 20-minute video talking about it, there was still lines that I quoted that I never even touched on. I never responded to some of the stuff that Jim Lampley said. I mean, he was talking about, he said, even though Canelo won, you know, you can't take away, you know, the passion, the face expressions that Golovkin projects when he punches and all of this kind of stuff. He talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the actual fight. He's just telling you that he likes this guy. And look it, man, I don't care if someone else wins. If I like this guy better, that's all that matters. He's gonna try to, Jim Lampley gonna try to convince people, and then you compare him to Muhammad Ali. You compare Golovkin to Muhammad Ali.
Now that was man, I tell you that.
Oh my God,
man, you've got to be kidding me.
And the crazy thing about that, Money, is when I did my video and I quoted him, because I didn't actually read the quote. I read the quote like, you know, freestyle. Like I read the quote as I was doing the video. I hadn't prepared for that. So I thought when he compared Golovkin to Ali, he was just comparing Golovkin Canelo to Ali Frazier. So I was still giving him the benefit of the doubt. And then as I'm doing my video and I read it, and he says, Golovkin is a latter-day Muhammad Ali, a global superstar. A global superstar? How is he's not. How is he a global superstar when his pay-per-views, before he had a fight with Canelo, his pay-per-views did less, like around 100,000. And if he's not fighting against Canelo, his pay-per-view numbers are even lower. You know what I mean? So how do you see him as this global superstar? A global superstar would be Floyd Mayweather. And yet, Jim Lampley has never called him a latter-day Ali. When we know Floyd has way more in common with Ali than Golovkin. Floyd Mayweather, his athletic ability, him being the best fighter of this era, fans paying to see him lose. You know what I'm saying? He has way more in common with Ali than Gennady Golovkin does. So once again, man, I don't even understand why HBO keeps him on. I guess, you know, it just fits the agenda. I guess it fits HBO
you
agenda.
know something?
But you have to blame.
It goes with
Jim and Larry have a lot to do with why HBO is where they are today. Go ahead, Money.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, and that was one of the things I remember someone talking about tradition, and sometimes traditions can be the downfall of something that could give birth to something that could be much better. Well, we've always done it this way, and we're going to keep it this way. Well, you're never going to grow, and if you're going to have a narrow mindset. Well, this is the way that we see this. This is the way we look at it. Just like when I was listening to the guys on the zone, you know, just listening to them, I'm like, that guy just landed that shot. Why didn't you acknowledge that on some of the undercards?
Yeah.
Why didn't you acknowledge that? You're only talking about this one guy right here. And I'm like, well, if I was there, I probably wouldn't last that long on the show.
Yeah, that's what I was
Because I give credit where credit is due. And that's what I love so much about Howard Cosell. You know, he said just like it is. You could be what some people say bums. I really don't say bums, but like a tomato can in terms of boxing ability. And if you're going in there and you're firing off rounds, he's going to give you credit for that.
Yeah,
which is what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely, man.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know, on top of that, I think even at ESPN, I don't know if y'all heard Teddy Atlas. But he's becoming like Jim Lampley of ESPN right now. I know. Like, after the fight, he was talking about it was a robbery, and he be saying a lot of wild things that, you know, I understand if somebody that doesn't understand the sport, you know, says some wild things that I don't agree with. But when somebody like Teddy Atlas, who trained Tyson, who's been around greats, who studied the sport, say stuff like that, it's just. I don't get it. I don't know what's his agenda. So it just makes me feel like he's just becoming like Jim Lampley, just the version of ESPN. That's all it is.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Jim Lampley actually used to be like Teddy Atlas used to be. Like you go back about 10 years ago, maybe longer than that. Jim Lampley, he used to call things straight down the line. He had no agenda.
He did.
But I think Larry Merchant
before 2006.
Yeah,
Larry got to him.
Yeah, Larry got to him, and once again, I noticed Jim, he would just start trying it out. I think he was trying it out. Like, once again, you know, he'll say little stuff to just see if people catch it. Like somebody coming over your house and they start stealing. You know, first they, you know, try to steal some change off the table, see if anybody noticed. Then, you know, they get a little bolder and they start stealing more. You know, next thing you know, they just robbed the whole house blind, and that's what Jim Lampley did. You know, he started off light. He was okay, nobody noticed it. Nobody called me biased. Nobody's calling me racist. Let me just go full throttle. You know, damn these black fighters. Floyd Mayweather this and Andre Ward that and this and that, you know. And that's basically what Jim Lampley did. And now to this day, this is why racism will always, you know, be around, because you have other races that condone the behavior. They defend it. You know, when it comes to Jim Lampley, of course, tons of racist fans, they're going to come out and say, hey, how dare you call Jim Lampley racist? You're the racist, buddy. You know, for even talking about him being a racist. You know, they do that kind of stuff. That's why racism doesn't go anywhere, because you have so many racists that will defend racist people. So that's just what it is, man. But I'm glad that Jim Lampley is saying these things because it exposes him. And I don't think people realize that. He's basically, that microphone is his rope. You know what I mean? And that microphone is gonna hang his ass eventually. Because he keeps saying, you start saying stuff like comparing Golovkin to Muhammad Ali. I mean, it's obvious. Even in my comment section, usually you'll have decafs, you know, they'll come out trying to defend either Jim Lampley or Gennady Golovkin. But it was like probably 5% of people that was defending this. Even they couldn't defend this. They was like, man, I can't say nothing about this. Matter of fact, there were people in the comment section that were saying, look, I'm a Golovkin fan, but you can't compare Golovkin to Muhammad Ali. And even when we made the video Money, where you interview Roy Jones, and you asked him about him being ranked above Gennady Golovkin. And even people in the comment section then was like, man, I'm a big Golovkin fan, but man, you can't put Roy Jones and Golovkin's name in the same damn conversation.
You can't.
You know,
you simply can't. Man.
No,
you just can't.
No, you can't.
It's like, oh, you know, and when you and I were talking the other day, okay, who has Triple G fought that is the equivalent of James Toney? Name someone. Who has Triple G fought?
Or you should say that he beat. Or you should say that he beat.
It could have been Andre.
It could have been Andre
Ward.
Yeah. It
could have been Andre, but he decided to duck him. Why? Because he didn't want to be great like Roy Jones was, or that he just doesn't have it in him because he knows he's going to lose that fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. So I mean, yeah, man. Once again,
all of the great ones, you know, and when we start talking about this pound for pound list, have moved up at least 2 to 3 weight classes. So it's like, okay, Triple G, where are you? When you start talking about a living legend, it's like, okay, all right. Let's see. I remember very clearly in the days of when Muhammad Ali was coming up, he was not popular at all. People didn't like this guy. He was winning. He was almost like the Floyd Mayweather of back then. I want to see this guy lose. At any cost, I want to see him lose. They like him now, but back then, I remember very clearly, they did not like Muhammad Ali. They didn't like him.
No, they didn't like Muhammad Ali.
So it's like, okay, you know, and it just goes to show some of these people, like Jim Lampley, you attach yourself to Muhammad Ali. Well, wait a minute. You have some guys that are pretty doggone good today. You have Andre Ward. You have, you know, Mayweather. You know, the only person I've ever seen Jim Lampley attach himself to was Roy Jones Jr. I have not seen him attach himself to any other fighter that was of African American descent like he has with Roy. And before Roy even started his descendant.
And I'll tell you this, Money. And the only time he praised Roy Jones. Only time he praised Roy Jones is when Roy was fighting against other black fighters. But when it came to him comparing Roy Jones to Oscar De La Hoya, he threw Roy Jones, Pernell Whitaker, and Floyd Mayweather in the same boat. Once again, this interview, I'm gonna re-upload this interview. Jim Lampley, when he was so upset, just like he was upset that Golovkin lost his fight, he was so infuriated that Oscar De La Hoya lost to Floyd Mayweather that he said on his show, when it wasn't the show then, but it was just like a post-fight like little show that they did.
That was a wild show.
Oh man, he said with Floyd Mayweather in the studio and Oscar De La Hoya on the monitor, he closed out by saying this. He said, you know, even though fighters like Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker and Floyd Mayweather reached the pound for pound #1 list, you know, even though they were good and stuff like that, fans want to see more. Fans want to see the Oscar De La Hoyas. They want to see this. They want to see. This is exactly what he said. So when you say that he praised Roy Jones, not when he's comparing them to non-black fighters. Same thing with Andre Ward. You know, I've had people send me messages saying, hey, man, well, he can't, you know, hate Andre Ward because he works next to Andre Ward. Jim Lampley is not hiring these people. HBO is hiring these people. First of all.
HBO hires them.
And second of all, when Andre Ward beat Kovalev, guess who discredited him the most? Out of every media member, it was Jim Lampley, his co-worker.
Jim Lampley.
It was Jim Lampley saying, "Oh, all I seen was low blows." And then to add insult to injury, after Andre Ward knocked out Kovalev, moved up in weight after HBO asked Andre Ward, "Can you leave Golovkin alone? because we kind of want to keep him winning right now. So can you leave him alone? Can you move up? Can you do us that favor, Andre? Can you move up and wait and fight this Kovalev guy, right? Andre Ward obliges them. He beats them, and guess who Jim Lampley has pound for pound #1 after Andre Ward knocked out Kovalev at a higher weight class? He had Lomachenko as #1. And this was before Lomachenko beat Rigo, okay?
This was before
he beat Rigo.
I just watched a little bit of his show yesterday.
I can't do
HBO.
it. I can't do it. But yeah,
man, I'm telling you, I just so happened to turn to that channel, and he was saying the pound for pound. I'm like, okay, don't tell me. Loma is still #1. Yes, she is still #1.
Oh man,
this is how you know
that still #1. I just shook my head. I'm like, wow.
Go ahead.
Like, okay.
No,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is how you know, real quick, AK, real quick. This is how you know he's not basing it on skill. Because before Lomachenko beat Rigo, he had him at #1. When we know Andre Ward's win over Kovalev was way bigger than anything Loma did at that time. After he beats Rigo, he has him #1. Same thing with just pay attention to what he does. Look at Golovkin. Before Golovkin fought Canelo Alvarez in his rematch, he said that Golovkin was a living legend. After the fight, he's comparing him to Muhammad Ali. So when it comes to Jim Lampley, it doesn't matter win, lose, or draw. He already is praising these guys the way he wants to praise them. So go ahead, AK. Go ahead, AK.
Yeah, can you believe that Jim Lampley, he compared Roy Jones to Sergio Martinez? I don't know if Dante remember this or not, but I think it was after the Chavez fight or something. He said that basically Roy Jones, after 36, when he got older, he wasn't the same because his reflexes went away. But Sergio Martinez, even as he got older, he got better. Not like Roy Jones, which he didn't. He dismissed the fact that Roy Jones moved up to heavyweight and gained 25 pounds, and then after that he dropped that weight and moved back to light heavyweight, which affected him, especially at age 36 at the time when he fought Tarver. He wasn't the same Roy Jones anymore. But he failed to mention that. It's like Sergio Martinez fought at 160, where he was comfortable at. But he was comparing Roy Jones to Sergio Martinez, etc., which is a joke. Like, how can you compare like the most gifted fighter of all time? To me, is Roy Jones. You compare him to Sergio Martinez, really?
Yeah, it's like this. If you sit down and you have someone to watch a highlight video of Sergio Martinez, then watch a highlight of Roy Jones Jr. Most people that love boxing, they're going to tell you that Roy Jones Jr. video trumps Sergio Martinez many times.
Of course.
That's the way I look at it.
Even a casual fan, Roy Jones was doing some Matrix stuff for real, like stuff you've never ever seen before.
Of course,
and you'll never see again.
And let me say this, because somebody in the comment section, people always do this. Someone in the comment section, they said, "Oh, you guys are taking it out of context what Jim Lampley said about Golovkin versus Ali," and then he said he wasn't comparing the skill set. See, this is what a lot of decafs, what they do. They basically try to change our conversation and start defending, something that was never even said in the conversation, right? Change the narrative and start arguing against your own talking points, basically. We said that, I quoted exactly what Jim Lampley said. Jim Lampley, he compared Golovkin to Ali in terms of global status, global star super status. That's what he said. He said he's a global superstar. He's a latter-day Ali. We never talked about skill set. That's the reason why I made the comparison to the pay-per-view numbers. He's not a star. Right. He's not a star, and Golovkin will never be a star. Because what people don't understand is, in order to be a star, people think when they look at Floyd Mayweather, he just became a star just talking trash. No, there's something you have to do while you're talking trash. You have to keep winning, and you have to keep beating tough level opposition. You cannot keep fighting the Lemieux and the Vanes Monterosians and become a global superstar. Muhammad Ali was a global star because he was beating the Sonny Listons. He was beating the Joe Frazier's. He was beating the George Foremans. He was beating the top best fighters in the world. When Golovkin is struggling, every single time he steps up, he struggles. So, yeah, man, get it right, man. Get it right. You can't try to defend anything. There's no way. There is nothing that Golovkin has in common with Muhammad Ali. You guys get that? Other than they're boxers. That's about it. There's nothing that he has in common. So don't sit over here and say, oh, he wasn't talking about this. He was talking about this. No, nothing. He has nothing in common with him. You know what I'm saying? So let's rule all of it out. You know, it's and once again, you're gonna tell me it's not a double standard. If Golovkin, if Jim Lampley is comparing Golovkin to Ali, but he never compared Floyd Mayweather to Ali, you telling me that's not a racial double standard? Come on, man. We know what time it is. We know what time it is.
Hey, Dante, somebody donated, $10, and he said he called in. I think his number is 432 as far as his area code.
Yeah, let me see.
It's
He said he called. He said he called in. Hey, let me go. Yeah, I appreciate.
He said he didn't know what to say.
He said what he said. He said I'm about to call in, but I have no idea what I'm going to say. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. Okay, Moji, man, I appreciate you showing the love, man. And let me also go ahead and introduce some more members of that DBN Super Chat Army. I appreciate y'all showing that love, man. Hit that like button, man. If y'all hanging out with us right now and you like what we're doing, you can show your love by hitting that like button. You can even show your love by donating, because this is how we get this workout from you guys, man. So I appreciate it, man. So let me also introduce another member of the Super Chat Army, the DBN Army, and that's my man Volcanus. He donated, and what's that? JMJ, and always showing love. My man, one of my panelists, my man MP4 Money Powell, who's on with us. I appreciate it, family. So that's what it is, man. Okay, let's go ahead.
Got it now.
Here, let me see. Let me go ahead and see. I don't know, dude didn't say what his area code was, but like I said, I got to get out of here. But we'll try to get him on a horn. We got 323. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, what's up, Nathan? This is Reggie calling in. What's happening, Money Powell, AK?
What's going on, Reg?
Reggie, what's happening?
What's up, man?
What's good with you, man?
Nothing. Gotta salute y'all for this truth y'all speaking, and these zombie-minded decafs are hurt by it, but they accept the truth. They know what it is.
Well, you can't do nothing but accept the truth. I mean, that's what it is.
Man, they got to, man. And, the Grand Wizard of these folks,
the decafs.
His time is short. Yeah, he's fading away. He has no legacy in this game, so all this bias and racially objective, agenda type feeding he's trying to put into boxing, that'll be faded away too. So wake up and get with what this real talk is. Real talk. It's already fading. They already on the decline right now, man. I mean, once again, man, Kovalev just got knocked out a couple months back before he lost. Before he got knocked out by Ward. Now Golovkin loses. And matter of fact, I heard that Canelo's contract was up with HBO. I mean, HBO better be, HBO better be careful, man, because Jim Lampley, once again, Jim and Larry, they responsible for Floyd Mayweather leaving HBO. They gonna mess around and have Canelo lose because they keep trying to defend Golovkin so much that they willing to throw Canelo under the bus just because they so hurt personally. This is why you can't involve emotions with business, man. You gotta keep that separate, and Jim Lampley cannot do that. Do you guys know the title of Jim Lampley's job? Do you guys know he's a blow-by-blow announcer? But you wouldn't even know that he's a blow-by-blow announcer.
You wouldn't even know that now.
No, you wouldn't know that. You would think he's a politician. You know what I'm saying? You would think he's a politician or something the way he talks. So yeah, man. I mean, they're gonna be responsible for losing Canelo. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Jim Lampley, and like most said, as far as his legacy, he got a list called the Gotti list.
Does he still have that? Hey, does he still have that list? Does he still have that list?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't keep up with it.
No, but, okay.
Like if he would have called it Muhammad Ali list, or something, a fighter that's at least a legend. I mean, Gotti, he's not a legend in my book. Like, I mean, he didn't really be nobody that was great in my eyes. He was an entertaining fighter, but all he did was get hit. So basically, the fighters on that list is fighters who get hit, like punching bags. So, I mean, if you got a list like that, it just shows you how biased you are. You remember Jim Lampley used to always criticize fighters for using jabs. And when Lomachenko came in the game, he was like, man, look at this fighter. He's the only boxer that could box without using jabs, you know, and still went around and make him look beautiful. All he throws power shots. And then, you know, now look at Lomachenko and look at Golovkin, his favorite fighter. All he's doing is throwing jabs. So why you don't criticize Golovkin for throwing jabs all night? But, you know, you praise Lomachenko for boxing.
It's what you want to see.
Throwing jabs.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's who's doing it. It's not the style. They've been trying to pull this style card since day one. That's just a cover up. I've been telling people this since day one. You know, they don't care if they don't.
When you look at,
go ahead, Reggie.
No. I'll let you finish. I'll come in.
No, well, go ahead, because as soon as you said that, I started looking at the comment section. I just took a glance at the comment section. Go ahead, Reggie.
But yeah, when we look into some of the comments about, you know, the racially kind of white sway comments that Jim Lepley makes, what people really have to do is study who this individual is. A lot of what goes into him is his racial pride, being that he always has to keep a white fighter at the forefront of a predominantly black and Latino sport. So a lot of what you see is really a deep-bedded white pride within this guy. Any list or any barometer that he tries to set a matrix for has to be, it revolves around a white fighter. His pound-for-pound list is always created so that he can keep, we don't really have too many white American fighters, so a way for him to keep a European fighter at the forefront. And he knows he has an influence over these casual white fans.
Of course.
So, and that's the thing behind it.
I mean, but that was the driving force when it came to him getting his own show. He was like, oh man, now I could really put these cats in a trance. You know, that was his whole dude. Let me tell you something. His very first episode, I'll never forget this, because when the fight game first came on, it was like a breath of fresh air. At least that's what I thought, because you got to remember, this was like before social media was as big as it is right now. And I was like, wow, you know, I mean, well, social media was still, you know, here, but it's even bigger now. But when I first heard that we were going to have a boxing show, I'm looking at it as for the boxing community. Like, this is great. You know, we've never had a boxing show, especially on HBO. I'm thinking this is going to really help the sport. The first segment in the first episode, Jim Lampley starts saying, you know, all of Floyd Mayweather's wins, you know, he either beat his opponents because they were either smaller, because they were either older, or they were inexperienced, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That was you could tell that he's been waiting to say that for so long. He took all credit away from Floyd Mayweather. And it's so funny because, once again, by way of contrast, this was after Floyd had already beat the Cottos and the Ricky Hatton, Shane Mosley, and all of these fighters that he beat. But yet you call Gennady Golovkin a living legend. And you go on air and you completely discredit all of Floyd Mayweather's wins. I mean, man, it's like I said, the microphone is what's going to hang this man. You know what I mean? Let the microphone be that man's rope, because that's what's going to get him in trouble. Just let him keep talking. Let him keep talking. Let him keep exposing what he is. He going to mess around and get fired like Rush Limbaugh did when he was trying to call football. That's what's going to end up happening. I'm telling you right now, because he's getting closer and closer. One day he going to sneeze and he going to end up, one of them words going to come out. One of them slurs going to come out. He going to sneeze and it's going to just come out. You know, so yeah, I'm telling you, let the microphone hang him, because he getting close. He getting close. That's what happened with Teddy Atlas. They had to pull his ass off the court, you know, because he just got he started doing too much. He started doing too much. He got infected. He kept hanging around them damn zombies, and eventually he got bit. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. That's just what it is, man.
Now commentator.
Yeah.
Hey, Dante, before I get off, man, can I just speak on Anthony Joshua? I'll give him his props, even though the fans are going to be pissed off, but I don't care. They have to wake up to the real. Even in his defeat in this fight, he showed many cracks within his skill set. There's a huge sign of fear because this pressure, the pressure of Wilder is real, and it's affecting this dude. He was backed up a whole lot during this fight by a smaller guy. That punch was a very lucky punch. It was Povetkin with a lapse, dropping them hands down. But even in that post fight, that commentator pressed him on the eventual Wilder fight, which is something this guy, his whole demeanor changes. Like, you see the fear overcomes this guy. He is a afraid guy. I do not think he will step in the ring with Wilder. He will get into a fender bender, act hurt, and retire. I don't see him fighting. He's a 250-pound scared man, and pretty soon the British fans are going to turn on him.
No, they're already doing it, Reggie. They're already doing it. Like I said, they booed Eddie Hearn when Anthony Joshua said, let's give a round of applause to Eddie Hearn. They completely booed him. That caught me off guard. I didn't expect that. And then once again,
they always boo.
And then what you said? They always boo Eddie Hearn. You said that, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they always boo.
Okay,
they
well,
already know what time it is.
Well, yeah, they always boo Eddie Hearn, regardless if it's always or even tonight. The bottom line is the crowd chanted Wilder. The crowd said that they want Wilder. Let me say something else about this, a little off the subject. Once again, man, it just shows you the racism that exists in America. When you look at the UK fans, you have this entire arena, passionate fans rooting for Anthony Joshua, their countryman. And check this out. The guy that they're rooting for is black. The guy that he's going against is white. They're booing the white guy because he's not from the UK. They're loyal to their country. In America, do you know in America it's the complete opposite? In America, they root for the white foreigner and they boo their own American countrymen. Think about that for a second.
But so very true.
It's absolutely true. Golovkin, if Golovkin fights Danny Jacobs in America, they're rooting for Golovkin, right? If you had a Golovkin in the heavyweight division fighting against Anthony Joshua, matter of fact, when Golovkin fought against Kell Brook, they were booing Golovkin. They were rooting for Kell Brook, right? So yeah, like I said,
that's right.
As Don King would put it, only in America do you see this ridiculous imbalance in a country. You don't see this in no other country. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's pretty much what that is. And and once again, and congratulations once again to Al Heyman, for all his success. Also, we could talk about real quick that unbelievable card that they're trying to put together. Tyson Fury. They're trying to put Gary Russell versus Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Tank Davis versus Abner Mares on the undercard. That's Al Heyman. They said he was the cancer of the sport. And look at
dynamite.
Oh man, that's finally fans are going to get their money's worth when they pay $60 or $80 for a pay-per-view. You no longer have to walk around, drive, killing time, cleaning up the house for the fight party or whatever, waiting for the main event, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? Now you can actually get just as excited watching the undercard fights as you do for the main event. And that's thanks to Al Heyman, the king of the coincidental list right now. He's probably pound for pound on the coincidental list right now. So that's what it is, man. But anyway,
he mashing the gas on their ass.
Oh man, all day. Hey, we gonna get out of here, but I think I'm gonna take one more call. I think this is my man who showed love and donated, and I appreciate you if this is. We got 432. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Dante, it's me, Mo G, man. I'm calling from work.
Mo G.
I'm at work out in West Texas, bro.
Mo Jizzle. What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. Listen, I wasn't able to see the fight, but I listened to Blue Blood's commentary, and man, he did a good job, bro. I was entertained. We were standing around the phone like it was 1940, listening to a boxing match on the radio.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
But one thing I did see, I looked at the interview with AJ, and I noticed that his body language, it just speaks volumes, man. And he wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say his name. The reporter, the guy giving the interview would kind of push the issue, but he wouldn't say Wilder's name up front. He wouldn't just be like, "Yeah, I want to fight Deontay Wilder." I mean, he skirted around it for a good 3.5 minutes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Wilder's #1." So I don't want to say the man got bitch in him, but I really do think there's a level of fear in him, and we can see it.
Yeah, there's there's no doubt about it, man. There's no doubt about it. We seeing it.
I agree.
We all been talking about it. It can't be a coincidence. All of us are noticing the same thing. And let me go ahead and call out one of the decals in the comment section. We got Raymond Orozco. Raymond Orozco. He said we all know how much you love Al Haymon. So are you saying that people and your friends, you guys don't like Al Haymon? I mean, what exactly are you saying? Hey, Raymond, go ahead and call in, man. Go ahead and call.
No, Dante, let me jump on it. Let me jump on it.
No. Well, let's not scare him because let's not scare him because we got to be nice to get him to call in. Because if let him call in first. Let him call in first. Because see, if we sit over here, you know, and make him think that he gonna have to deal with the whole truth, he ain't gonna call in. You know what I mean? So he just so now with us talking, he ain't gonna call in. I'm talking, he ain't gonna call in. But Orozco, because I already know what Orozco is about. I know what Orozco is about already. You know what I mean? So, but if you want to call in Orozco, put your area code in the comment section and tell me what I said. I mean, first of all, like when you say, these are all code words, guys. These are all code words they use when they talk about you loving a black fighter or you loving this guy. Think about it. Once again, what did real racist people used to call a white woman when she was with a black man? They would call her a lover, right? An N-word lover, right? You see what I'm saying? I'm too intelligent, man. I understand the code words that they use. You know what I'm saying? We know you love. We know you love because we know what you're really trying to say. We know what you're really trying to say. So Orozco, go ahead and call in Ramon Orozco, I think it is. Oh no, I got some. No, I got some. Hey, I don't like him because he paying the fighters too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him because he paying the fighters too much, and he giving us great, like you said. I got to add on to that, like you just said. I agree with you.
On free TV.
How dare he put great fights on undercards? You know what I'm saying? Something gotta really be wrong with you if you love somebody like that. Something gotta really be wrong with you if you love somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. What's wrong with the cats that love somebody like that? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. We gotta start loving people who put on garbage undercards, right? But Orozco has never said to any of his friends, "Oh, come on, man. You know you love Golden Boy. We know you love Oscar De La Hoya." You know he ain't never said that before. You know, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. We know what time it is. We know what time it is.
And the thing is, they don't know Al Haymon's track record. They don't know his record within music.
They don't care.
Within the music industry.
That doesn't matter.
But they don't care. But they don't care, Reggie. Yeah. They don't. Reggie. He could have been. He could have been the 44th president. You know what I mean? You know, he could have went into a burning house and saved 20 kids. It wouldn't matter. The man doesn't even do interviews, and he receives the same type of disdain and hate as Floyd Mayweather. How is that possible? How is that possible? It's a rhetorical question. It's only one way it could be possible. Right. But anyway, guys, hey,
we always got Al Haymon's back though.
Oh no. All we have to do is expose it. That's what this is all about. It's about exposing the ignorance. It's about shining a light on it. That's all we have to do. Our job is done once we expose it. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why they beg us to shut up. This is, once again, man, this is what the KKK used to do back in the day. They would ride up on horseback, you know, to the civil rights leaders' houses and stuff. You know, if you don't stop preaching all that stuff, we gonna come over here and kill you, boy. You better shut up and all that kind of stuff. That's what they do today. It's the same conversation. Hey, man, stop talking about that racism, because it makes them feel uncomfortable because they are the racists. That's the only people that would have a problem with that. But with that, man, I'm gonna go and wrap it up, man. I gotta get to this fight and cover it, man. So with that being said, man, thanks once again for the panel. My man Money Powell III, my man AK Arab King. Y'all already know what it is. Hey, make sure you guys tune in to the show tomorrow. It's going down like a plane crash. This was just a little live show where I was hanging out with you guys. But you guys make sure you tune in to tomorrow. The show is at 6 o'clock.
I'll be there tomorrow night, Dante.
6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. And we're going to get it in, y'all. All right? So y'all already know what it is once again, man. Hashtag Dante's Cooking Nation. Coming soon, man. I already started a couple episodes. I'm in production right now, heavy. The kitchen's still hot right now, smelling good. You know what I mean? So we got that Dante's Cooking Nation coming. You know, we got it all going down, man. Hashtag Dante's Cooking Nation, DCN. Hashtag Dante's Travel Nation. Boy, I got too much footage for that channel. And hashtag Dante's Boxing Nation, Dante's News Nation, DNN is coming back, y'all. But we gonna get it in, y'all. Hashtag New Media. Hashtag Decaf Busters, man. Orozco. Call in, man. Call in. We'll help you. We'll get you the help that you need, man. We'll give you a free education over here, all right, man? That's what it is, man. We gonna go ahead and let y'all go, man. And we'll catch up with y'all tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Y'all already know what it is. It's the nation, baby. Yep.